Hi, welcome to I Can Fix That. You see these right here? These are some beautiful electric hedge trimmers. We're not gonna fix them today, but they are really good at cutting your hedges and trims. But you know what else they're really good at cutting? Let me show you. Your cords. I cut this right in half. I was about to throw it away and I said, wait a second, I can fix that. So let's get to it. Okay, what you'll notice here is I bought these on Amazon. They're, believe it or not, they're pretty cheap. I think I got 5 of them for 11 bucks. It's way cheaper than the price of a brand new cord, and I could use other ones in the future. But here's the end that I cut off. You'll notice it's a 3-pronger. See, there's 3 cables in there, and there's 3 right here. One is a hot, one is a ground, and the other one is a common. Those are the 3 wires that are in there. The black is hot, the white is common, and the green is ground. So over here, I bought this thing. We're gonna take this thing apart. You take these little 3 screws out, which we'll do in a second, and we'll open it up, hook them up like that on the other end of the cable, which is right here. Ba-da-da, put it on there, and then we're done. Relatively easy, and it'll save you some bucks. Okay, now we got to prepare the wire. Since it's cut off clean, I'm going to take a razor blade and cut right here the jacket. I got to cut that jacket about 1 inch back. I don't want to cut the wire itself right now, just the total jacket. I'm going to cut that, and then we're going to peel it back. You see, I cut that jacket back, and I can peel it off like this, pull it back, and you can see the wires there. This way, I didn't cut into the wires at all. I just cut the yellow jacket off. There, it's all pulled back, rolled back like that. Now I'll trim that up, and then we can trim each of these little wires here next. What I'll use to trim this up, so I don't damage the 3 wires, I can just use a pair of scissors and cut it off that way. Just cutting it all the way around. You could use the razor if you're really delicate, but this way I have no worries about harming the wires inside there by cutting through the yellow jacket and cutting through the wire. So I can pull these back now. This right here, and these little guys here, this little insulation, pull that up, and I'll cut this off because we don't need that. Get that out of there. Okay, there they are. There's the 3. Now to go over this again. There's 3 wires. Ground is green, black is hot. When I mean hot, it's got 120 volts to it. This is neutral. But since it's AC, once they connect them together, that current's hot on both sides. So always treat this when you plug it in. Right now we don't have to worry about it because we're not plugging anything in. What you want to do is you want to put the cover on first before you install this. Because if you don't, you install this, you'll realize you can't get it on. So this has to go on first. And it has a little deal here where we want to make sure we can stress relief clamp. So since I was having trouble getting these 3 wires through that little area there, I can take it all the way out. So I have a lot of room, but it'll be a little sloppy in there. So what I'm going to do is take my Mr. Drill right here and try to open it up a little bit. See if I can open this thing up just a little bit. So we'll hold it there. There. That should open it up. Take a little of the material off so I can have a tight fit, because I want all those to go in, and I want that, when that jacket goes in, I want it to be tight. Just like I was saying, all 3 wires are through. You can see it through there, and look at the back of this. Nice and tight. I'll just slide that all the way down this wire now and give it way out of the way. And now I'm back to this right here where we're going to open each of these up individually. And then what I'm going to do is lay one down on the chopping block here and run this razor blade on the outside of it. Let me see if I can do it so you can see it. And just kind of give it a 360 cut. Just so I get through the jacket. I don't want to cut the fibers themselves. And then if I did it good enough, I should be able to pull this off. Just like that. I pulled it off and you can see it. That's one of them. Twisty, so they're nice. I'll do the other two. Then we'll be ready to go. So the next step is to put this guy, and we want to make sure we put him on the right way. Okay, here's the most important part of the whole job. And that is, let me see if we get this. It is to make sure these three right here correspond with the right wires. The ones right here. I'll turn this over again, and the bottom one here, the mailbox looking slot, that is green. That is going to be ground. The big one, there's two slots here. This one's a little bigger than this one. This slot here is the white wire, and the smaller slot is the black wire. That's it. Once you get those three on, I'll put them on right here, one at a time. You're pretty much home free. So let me show you. Okay, first I'll put the green wire in there. You can do these one at a time. The green wire's in there, and I'm going to tighten it down a little bit. Right there. As you can see, it's on there real good secured. So I will do the other two, and I'll give you a close-up of what it looks like. I have the jacket. You can see a little bit of bare wire there. I don't want to see any jacket on the metal-to-metal contacts. Make sure that the wire is squished between all metal. You don't want any insulation. You want a nice, tight fit to where they're crushed down on all the little wire strands. Just like that you see there. Okay, it's just about up, and we got to put this in the right way. So we're sliding this all the way up. This goes on, and now we find the spot where it falls down in there for 3 little screws. Now that I got it lined in place, I put one screw in. I should be able to put the other one there and the other one there. If it's lined up properly, these will all go in and be able to slide right down into their proper spot. That feels pretty good. It feels like it's going into something that, oh yeah. So if I got that one in, this one definitely feels like it's going in properly. And we got the third. And I'm tightening them all down. We're almost home free. That looks good. That's tight. Now I take this over here. This is a strain relief. See up the back? Right here? I'm going to tighten this down a little bit on this. This is a little relief so it doesn't pull this thing out. It'll take the pressure off. If this cable's ever being pulled, it won't pull on those connectors. It'll take a lot of that pressure off. And all you gotta do is tighten these 2 screws down a little bit. I wouldn't go crazy with it, but you can feel it when it gets a little bit taut like that. See how it's bowing in and compressing that? One last thing, I ended up cranking that down a little bit more. You couldn't see me do it, but I wanna make sure that that's on there and that really can't move at all. That's really secure. I feel pretty good about that. That should have no problem doing the job. Okay, now that we got it back together, let's plug it back into our handy dandy head trimmer and see if it works. Plugs in. Nice fit there. I like the way it feels. Now, let's see if it works. Look at that. Okay, we're back in business. Well, if I do happen to cut that cable in half again, I've got 4 more spares. So I hope this was helpful. I Can Fix That is out. Have a good night.